Life is messy and unpredictable.
Being able to find joy in the weeds of life is so important. I'm Beth.
And I'm Kim, and we are so glad you've joined us as we figure out how to hold joy in one hand and struggle in the other.
Welcome to Joy in the Weeds. I was just struck by the fact that we start off that intro with life is messy and unpredictable.
And why is that striking you today, dear Beth?
Because we're going to talk about what's been going on and what's going on in the future. And boy, is life messy and unpredictable.
And unpredictable, for sure.
Highly for on the unpredictable.
Oh, my. Yeah, yours is, I think mine is predictable and very messy. I think yours might be more. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just very messy right now.
Oh, well, and mine's been very unpredictable.
Well,
so mine's been so unpredictable because I was getting ready to be another grandmother.
Another grandmother.
What the world? I was getting ready to have another grandchild come into this world. And anyway, she has a little sister. I mean, a big sister.
Cutest little thing. Oh, my word, those curls.
Yeah. So little Emma is absolutely precious, and she does have lots and lots of curls. And she is just, she's just something. And so when her baby sister was, gonna come, I got to go and be tutu to her and to help take care of her. But you know how it goes when you're at that end, like you just never know when labor is going to happen. And then you think labor is happening and then it's not happening. And then you think it is happening and then it's not happening, and so on and so forth. And I'm 3.5 hours away. So yeah. And that's if there's no traffic and the wind is blowing the right direction. Exactly. So anyway, it's just been absolutely crazy, but I'm gonna.
There she is. Oh, look at them.
There they are, and just
precious.
Just precious. So my that is Emma and Claire. Oh. So little Claire is now here, and I'm home, but we're going back again in a week or so. We're gonna go, not this weekend because it's not this coming weekend because it's our anniversary, but the next. So
yeah.
Anyway.
And how is Sarah?
She is doing well. They are handling things very well. So in fact, I was there taking care of Emma, and then little Claire came along, and I was there for about 24 hours after they got home from the hospital, and they just wanted to be on their own.
I so get that. That's what I wanted when my kids were born. I didn't want any. I mean, I didn't mind a visitor for an hour or two, but I didn't want people. I just wanted to be us. This is our family. This is what we're establishing.
Well, in many ways, it's actually a lot easier because your child reacts differently to everything when there are strangers in the house. Yeah. And even though I am tutu and she loves me, and we did great while mom and dad were gone. I mean, it was really could not have gone better.
Yeah. And how old is she?
She's not yet 2. So she will be 2 the end of August. Okay. And so, or middle of August. I don't know. Wow. I have all my grandkids are like in this little month. Anyway, so I get them all confused. But yeah, it's coming up very soon. And but she's not yet 2. And so she can understand. Bless her. At one point, she knows how to say mama and then bat for back.
And oh my word.
Yeah. So, and what do you say? Yes, mommy's coming back, but to not yet 2-year-old time, how do you say tomorrow? Or, it's going to be a while. I mean, it's hard. So at one point when I was putting her to bed the first night, and I'd had her all day because mom and dad left before she woke up. She got a little weepy, and she said, mama back. And I said, I know you want mama to come back. And she is coming back, but not right now. And she just crumbled. Bless her. In her crumbling, I was just so beside myself with joy. She crumbled and crumbled into me,
Oh,
and just wanted me to hold her. And so
that's
I held
beautiful.
her, and then she, it only took about a minute of being sad, and
Yeah.
then she was okay. And she was talking to me and everything was fine, and then she went to bed great. So, everything turned out fine, but it was anyway, it was quite a wonderful, wonderful time. But yes,
You know, you can't take the therapist out of me because I'm in my head, I'm like, "Oh, that's wonderful." She co-regulated nervous system and you gave her the comfort that she needed and so her nervous system was back regulated and she felt safe and calm and then she could go on. So my brain is like, what a great thing for little Emma to have
I'm
that
telling you,
experience.
I was blown away by her ability to, um,
Mm,
yeah, to kind of to regulate and to soothe and,
yeah.
just all of it. That whole time that I had her, and I had her from the time she woke up on Friday until
Mhm.
Sabbath afternoon when we took her to go see her mom and dad,
Oh,
and then they were
yeah.
coming home with her. And we took her there around 2 in the afternoon on Sabbath. So it
Mm.
was a significant amount of time,
Mhm.
that she was just with me. And,
Mhm.
although her grandpa came in, whom she greatly loves, he came in Sabbath morning, and we went to church. We took her to church, and
Mm.
anyway, tried to have some semblance of normal with her. But anyway, it was just absolutely a joy, such a joy.
Of course.
But what I was saying was, even with that, when mom and dad are there, then even though she loves Tutu and we had a great time together, she's
Mhm.
just not the same when other people are there,
Yeah.
So I completely understand just wanting to, if you can manage it, be there by yourself. So
Yeah.
anyway,
How did you get your name, Tutu?
so I started off saying I wanted to be Grammy B because I was always
Right,
Auntie B,
right.
and so that's what we were. But when I went to Hawaii, the native Hawaiian name for grandma is Tutu. And I came home
Okay.
saying, "Why am I not Tutu?" And I said something to my kids, and they said, "Well,
Oh,
I think Nolan is not too old, and everybody else, none of the others know. So
right.
go ahead and change it." And it's interesting
Oh,
because
how
Nolan will
fun.
still sometimes call me Grammy, and he
Okay.
never could before say it, but he knew what it was, right? So he'll still call me Grammy. And then if you say, "Nolan, what's my name?" He'll say Tutu, and then he'll
Oh,
laugh. So he knows, but sometimes in his head he still calls me
sure.
Grammy. So yeah, Tutu because it's wine. And by the way, you
That's
can't really
cool.
see, but I have a lei. It's my favorite lei because this time last year we were in Hawaii.
Oh, were you really? Wow.
So I'm sad a bit.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would like to go back, but can I share? I'm
Mhm.
so excited, and I've been wanting to tell you this. Well, it's been all not even 24 hours, but whatever. Chris and I went out last night
Mhm.
and for dinner, and our anniversary is next weekend, of course,
Mhm.
you know that.
Mhm.
And we were talking about what we were gonna do, and we really made no plans because we had no idea when Sarah was having baby, and
Right.
baby was not actually due until the 22nd of July.
Okay.
So, she was a little bit early, and so if she had waited to come to the 22nd, we would have been in full on
Of
baby mode
of
in
course.
there.
Right.
So, we haven't planned anything, and so last night we said we really should plan something, even if it's just reservations, to dinner or something. And so we were talking about what we might want to do. And in the process, I decided to look it up. We, for our anniversary next year, which will be 35 years,
Mhm.
we booked for a week the same room that we stayed in on our honeymoon
Oh,
on
that's
Prince Edward Island.
that's so
So
cool.
I'm going to Canada next summer. I'm so excited.
You went I didn't know did I know you went to Prince Edward Island?
I think I told you, yeah. But yeah.
Oh, wow. I think I have a vague memory of you telling me.
Listen, we got married July
Oh,
23. Chris and I don't like heat.
well, Prince Edward Island is the Oh, wow. I haven't been to Prince Edward Island. I think I was 7, maybe 8.
Wow.
was when I went to and I've only been once. I would love to go again. I wanna go to
We
Newfoundland, and I wanna go and I'd love to go back to Prince Edward because I'm an Anne of Green Gables, like, I love Anne of Green Gables. I was looking for something because we have not unpucked yet. We've lived in this house for 2 years, but it's not ready for us to move in, and I was looking for something, and I opened a box, in the attic Friday? Yeah, Friday, and there was this Anne of Green Gables doll that my mother bought for me, I don't know how many years ago, and I was like, "Oh my word," and Tim had just built me some shelves, to go in my living room, so I took her down and I cleaned her all up and put her on my shelf, and
Well, that's
so
also why we chose, that because I was such a huge fan of Anne of Green Gables, and
yeah.
so it just always looked like such a beautiful place, so Chris
Well, it
planned our
is.
honeymoon there to
It
surprise me,
it
so
is. Yeah.
yeah. But we stayed in, Summerside at the Summerside Inn, and we had a room it's just a little old house, and it was about 2 blocks off of the ocean,
Mm,
and we had a room facing that direction that had, like, 3 huge floor to ceiling windows, and
mm.
you could open them and just the
Of
breeze
course.
coming
Of course you
through.
can. It's Canada.
Yeah, and but the breeze blowing through the room was
Oh,
just absolutely glorious. So,
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
we had
I'm
literally
real
the best
for you.
time.
That's really
So,
good.
but we didn't do anything
Well,
outside of our room, and so we we're
maybe
now
maybe this time you can go sightseeing.
yes, that's what we're planning. We also wanna play golf, and there's some
Oh,
really great
yeah.
golf on the
Yeah.
island, and, yeah, so we booked it for a whole week, and
That's
so
so wonderful.
we're gonna take off some time and go and, celebrate our 35th wedding anniversary,
Yeah.
so we're
That'll be
super excited about
that's
that.
very cool.
I told Chris, I said, "This is great. We get credit and get to celebrate kind of twice because this anniversary, we are gonna spend some time kinda planning it, and,
Mm, mm,
I've tried several times to do this, and for a while, it was not even an inn anymore. The people that had owned
mm,
it had sold it, and it wasn't
mm.
being run as an inn, and then because it's just an old house,
Right.
and then, anyway, the new owners bought it and it opened back up as an inn, and then I've tried, but I even tried for this year but I think I had looked at it in January and it wasn't
Hmm.
it was already booked, and
Hmm.
so, anyway, this year, a whole year in advance and
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
able
then
to get it,
you'll be
so,
able to get it. That's terrific.
anyway, we booked that last night, and now this anniversary, we're gonna spend time planning the trip, so
That
I'm very
sounds really
excited.
great. I'm sure there's so much to see and do, um, on
Yeah,
Prince Edward Island.
it's not I mean, Charlottesville there's quite a bit there's quite a bit there, and of course, a lot of Anne of Green Gables things.
Yeah, yeah.
But honestly, what was so breathtaking to us is just the scenery,
Oh, yeah.
the grass next to the ocean, and then
Yeah.
even the beaches and I don't know, it just is really very sort of untouched, natural, and glorious, so
I
we'll
love
see.
it.
We're so
I love
excited.
it.
We just can't
It
wait.
was
We just
also
can't wait.
35 years ago, so
This is
it's not
true.
exactly the same.
Sure won't be, but yeah, the
That's too
only
funny.
sightseeing we did was we did try to go to the Anne of Green Gables thing when we were there, the
Yeah.
play, and we left at
Oh, that would be
intermission
fun.
because we couldn't wait to get home and, be back in our room. That's all I'm gonna say. And then we we were so bad. And then on the very last day, we decided we had to have some pictures to show people.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
we took the car and toured the entire island in one day and just took a ton of pictures.
Mm.
So every one of our
How big
pictures of our honeymoon were in the same outfit.
how how big is Prince Edward Island?
Not very.
Yeah.
No, not
Um,
very.
I'm um, gonna Google it, so keep talking.
Okay. Anyway, so we're now, gonna get to find, like kind of actually do some do some things. So,
It is, 224 kilometers long
mhm.
and on one place, it's 6 kilometers wide, and at other places, it's 64 kilometers
Mhm,
wide.
mhm.
So
So
you can drive that in a couple hours, like,
yeah, we
left
took
it
the
this
whole day. We got
yeah.
up early and we headed out and we just spent the whole day driving around and we
Wow.
just I mean, it was wonderful. The only thing we didn't do that day was actually go back into Charlottesville because we flew in there and we were flying out the next day. So
Yeah.
we skipped that. But other than that, we, drove through the countryside and just it was just beautiful. So anyway, we're so excited about
I
that.
am
So
very happy for you. That is wonderful.
okay, so we wanted to well, this is gonna be a really short podcast because
Yes.
we just wanted to give you an update on what's been going on because obviously we've been missing in action.
Missing a lot, yes, for sure.
And some of the reasons is me moving up here, it's and Kim moving out there.
Yeah.
We're farther away and it's just been challenging. Me watching Charlie, we thought we'd work around that easily and that's been really challenging. And then
Mhm.
life, like Sarah and needing to be available and just we just really had a hard time. We've also had like I can't tell you how many times we've had people scheduled to be on the
Yeah,
podcast
that's
and then
right.
they've
And
canceled,
then things have
even
happened, yeah.
down to the last minute and
Yeah,
not anyway. And so it's just been incredibly challenging.
yeah.
So it's because life is messy and unpredictable that we have not been very predictable.
Yeah. Eh, yeah, not predictable at all. No no structure for you and me. Oh, boy,
Not that that's our strong suit
No,
anyway.
it isn't. No, I don't do structure very well. I like a loose structure, you know? I do like to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night. That's the structure I like. But I'm gonna eat when I'm hungry, and I'm not gonna eat if I'm not hungry. So, yeah.
So this will technically be episode number 85,
Oh, is that right? Okay.
which is fascinating to me. It's a lot. And we
Mhm.
were talking about, this season ending on 100
Yeah,
and we've missed a lot, so that would be very challenging, but da 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 dum like drum roll, we have decided
yeah,
that we are going to stop doing this podcast.
yeah. We're gonna do 3 more episodes or so, probably 3 is what we're
Yeah.
looking ahead to. And then we're going to
Call it quits.
yeah, I don't like using those words, because it sounds so, I don't know, I guess it has a negative connotation. I prefer to say move on to new things,
Yeah,
except that we've already done the moving on to new things. So so
exactly.
and that's really why my moving to Greenville really just changed my life and,
Mm,
made my capacity to do different I just don't have the capacity anymore, um,
yeah.
for this, which is
And we, we as we talked about this, we kinda and I've spent a lot of time thinking about it and praying about it and trying to
mhm,
decide, how we move or how I move forward and, do I find a new co-host?
mhm,
And but, Joy in the Weeds, listen, this was an amazing thing, and we're gonna talk more about it, but this was an amazing thing that, we know God brought us together. There was
mhm,
absolutely no question about that.
mhm, mhm,
And, the idea of Joy in the Weeds was Kim's, and it just really resonated and it really fit us.
it did.
It it was just a beautiful kind of reflection of us and it just really worked well. And I've decided that it's not that maybe I won't do podcasting in the future,
Mhm,
but right now, I'll be honest with everyone, I'm really in a place of trying to kind of figure out some things in my own life,
mhm,
and, no one needs to be alarmed by that. It's not necessarily a crazy things.
mhm,
It's like Kim said, it's just trying to figure out the next step,
mhm,
and where God is leading and how he is
mhm,
leading. and
Mhm.
and so whether it's in a podcast in a different way with a different title or not,
Mhm.
we shall see, and we'll certainly let you guys know. But anyway, we just decided that, and I like the idea of just having a clean end, and
Yeah.
then, maybe I start something else and maybe I don't. And I'm
Yeah.
sure Kim will be doing other things, and that is
Mhm.
we'll just see and we'll keep you informed.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
So, but the next we are not gonna be recording again. This is so it's so awkward, and probably none of you are gonna care to even come back and hear the ending,
That's
but
hilarious.
we we are so busy
Yeah,
between now and September.
September. Yeah.
I'm gone for about half the month of August, and I do wanna share this. I'm so excited. We've talked about this in the past on this podcast. Is why I wanna share it, but I am trying to go, and I'm gonna be spending 3 days out in Oregon all by
Mm,
myself, and for the sole purpose of really praying about,
mhm,
well, we'll just see, won't we, where
mm,
God leads during that time, but just, kinda sit with him, and be by myself
mhm,
and really unplug during that time, and
mhm,
that's gonna be very challenging for
mm,
me. But I'm really excited about doing it, and I know I'm supposed to, and I actually have a wedding to go to, which I was super excited about, and my husband couldn't go, and it's out in Oregon, and that part of the country I think is so incredibly stunning and beautiful, and so
mhm,
I just decided to try it and
mhm,
take this opportunity. So
mhm.
I'm going out a little bit early, and I'm spending some time to myself,
Good
and
for
then
you.
going to a wedding. And this is how crazy it is. If you guys want to know, I fly back on a Monday
Mhm.
from Oregon, which you guys know to get back to Asheville area is like all day.
Right.
And I get back here on Monday night. And Tuesday, I have to drive to Charlotte, pick up a car, and drive to Florida.
You were driving to Florida?
Because I've got to take stuff for the
Oh
event.
my.
And then I will be at the Southern Union Women's Convention from the 22nd of October through like the end of that weekend, which I don't know, is
Right.
29th or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just gonna be such an incredibly busy time. And Kim, you are doing a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing a bunch of stuff. It's it's my vacation. We are leaving on the 29th of July, because Tim has pastors' meetings that I was supposed to go to, but ended up not, which doesn't really matter, but we're leaving on the 29th of July, and we won't be back until sometime after the 20th of August. Not exactly sure when we're coming back. Uh, and we're going to Grand Manan like we always do, which I did actually, it's my 35th, wedding anniversary this
I
year.
know.
I will not be with my husband, which is very sad because he's gonna be in Asheville. Um, but we are also going back to where we, spent our honeymoon, which is my in-laws' cottage on Grand Manan. Um, yeah, and what's really fun is yeah, I'll be gone, whatever, over 3 weeks. What's fun is we just had our Trailblazer. We had the air conditioner fixed on the Trailblazer, so we're taking our Trailblazer, and the plan is to go to some of the, off these remote places on the island, and we're just gonna camp, and we're gonna sleep in the back of the Trailblazer and just be us.
That's
Um,
awesome.
it's gonna be really there's a couple places that I wanna do. It's like, "Tim, we have to sleep here." Like, I want to do it here. So, um, it's we've slept on the beach before, with an air mattress
Hmm.
out in the open air, and this time, it's kinda nice to have the canopy of the I mean, we'll be cramped in there, but it doesn't matter. That way I can pinch his backside a little easier because he's closer to me. But yeah, yeah, we're looking forward to that. The only difference between this and our honeymoon is that my in-laws will be there the whole time because it's their
Hmm.
cottage and they're retired. So, on our honeymoon, we did get to spend. about a week by ourselves. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. It's uh it's similar to Prince Edward Island.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
a lot smaller, um, and a lot less touristy. I mean, it is touristy, but it's less touristy than Prince Edward Island. So it's one of my favorite. It is probably my favorite place in the whole world.
Hmm. That's awesome.
So yeah, so I'll be gone the beginning of August, and you'll be gone the end of August. So we won't catch up until September sometime. So that's when we
Yeah.
will pick back up.
So September and October, we
Mm.
will wrap up
Mhm.
this podcast. And
Yeah.
I want you all to know that Kim and I have great respect and love for each other. This has
Yes.
nothing to do with like we haven't had some kind of girl
No,
drama
not at all.
or fight with each other.
That's hilarious.
And sad that that is even a thing we have to say. But anyway, I still hope you will please tune in. I think some of the especially the very final episode, I think is going to be a really
Yeah,
important
actually.
one and a really powerful one.
Yeah.
Um, and we're going to do anyway, we have some ideas for these last
Mhm.
few shows or episodes, not shows, but anyway, episodes. And so anyway, I hope that you will join in
Yeah.
and we can uh wrap this up. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. And we are
Mm.
so thankful for everyone who
Mhm.
takes their
For
time
sure,
to listen.
for sure.
Seriously. It's anytime I see, the numbers and people that are watching or listening, I'm just,
Mhm.
if it's a really big week or a really low week, it doesn't matter. I just think, wow, you know,
Yeah.
it's something that they're doing that. So thank you for those that have been on this ride, and we really, really appreciate it. And
Mhm.
yeah, we will catch back with you in September.
For
So,
sure, for
all
sure.
right, we're
Okay,
gonna we're gonna still end this episode with
I should hope so.
in the last 24 hours. What's something that's brought you joy, laughter, or a smile?
Oh my word. Okay, so I spent most of last week in a state of anger, not at anybody, just in a state of anger. I from um
Mm.
I think the last time I was happy, joyful was probably Monday when I was exercising because thank God for endorphins. So I was angry. Like I would wake up every single morning and tell my
Wow.
husband, "I am so sorry, but I am there again." And oh no, I'm there still.
Mm.
I have a very good husband who tolerates my moods, and there's no reason for. I was just angry. Anyway, so yesterday, I woke up and I felt happy and I felt joy.
Oh.
So I did happen to have therapy on Friday, so that kind of helped. Um, I it just felt good to have some joy again. I was
Mm.
putting the music loud in the bathroom as I got ready for church, and I was dancing, and um, it was just it. So basically, all of the last 24 hours have been joyful, and it was really good. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm so thankful.
Yeah, me too.
Woo!
So's Tim. Tim is
That's
really thankful. He's like, I got my sparkle back.
yeah, that's important.
Mm.
So yesterday we went to a church around here, and our kids were playing music, and my husband was playing music with them, and I was the one who got to try to keep herded. Maybe is the best way of saying it. Nolan and Charlie, my grandchildren, and anyway, at some point we are there, and I had brought for Nolan. He loves chocolate, and it's like his
Mhm.
only like if there's a treat, it has to be a chocolate treat, or there's no
Mm.
point in it. I mean,
I
it's really
agree with
fascinating.
him 100%.
I know, and many people listening would also agree. But anyway, I can't fathom it. But like, even if it's chocolate with something else, no, he just
Oh,
wants chocolate,
just chocolate.
chocolate, chocolate.
Okay.
So anyway, I had brought a chocolate croissant for him from one of
Oh.
my favorite places here. And we had it slightly warm, and I brought
Mm.
it out of the bag for him. And he takes a bite, and he instantly
Mm.
goes into this
A little
little
dance.
dance. And he's got his eyes closed, and he's just chewing away, and I
Oh,
mean, it was
adorable.
the cutest thing you have ever seen, and
Mm.
then it wasn't just one time, like, he kept taking bites every time he'd take a bite. And I'm trying like, luckily, we're in a gymnasium, not a sanctuary at the time, because that's where they were having the church service, yesterday, and so I thought, "Well, at least I can wipe it up," but still, a croissant is not exact like a real
Oh,
lovely
yes. Oh,
flaky. I'm
yes.
not talking
Mhm.
like the rubber ones, that you get
Mhm,
at
mhm,
Sam's. I'm talking just,
mhm,
handcrafted from a bakery here. They just fall like flake everywhere. So I was holding it trying to minimize the crazy mess.
mhm.
And so every time he'd come to it and he'd take a bite, then he'd just start his little dance again, and
That's
it was
adorable.
absolutely the cutest thing you've ever seen. So Chris pulls out his phone and
Oh.
records it, and his mom says something asks him, is that your chocolate croissant happy dance?" And he's like, "Mhm, mhm," and just
That's delightful.
oh my word, it just brought me so much joy,
I don't
and
blame him. I would probably do a chocolate croissant dance too, for
yeah.
sure.
It was good. And
Mhm.
then the second thing in the like, moments later, as the my kids, my son and daughter-in-law and my husband were practicing in the middle of practice, Charlotte kept wanting to go to her parents,
Mhm.
and she has taken several steps, but she always, like, takes a few and then sits down, or she just sits down, or she just wants your hand. If she has a finger, like the tip of your finger, she'll
Mhm.
run. I
Mm.
mean, she will run, but
Mm.
without the tip of your finger, she just wants to sit down and crawl or just take a couple and then she'll sit down.
Mhm.
Anyway, this time she just let go of my finger and took off towards her dad and
Oh,
just kept
nice.
going and kept going, and Andrew's playing, and then he just keeps backing up, and she just keeps going. So
Oh
anyway,
my.
it was the longest walk that she has had
That's so
so
cool.
far at practice yesterday. So it was
That's
just such a
beautiful.
delight and just 2 really beautiful moments with my grandchildren.
That's
So
nice. I
anyway,
love it.
those are my joy moments.
They are delightfully wonderful.
All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye for today. We will put it out on social media, the whole plan for ending, and we'll try to put out some dates too. It'll probably be within the next week that I'll do that, and we'll put out the dates and kind of the scheduling of
Yep.
of our kind of
Farewell.
final little
Yes.
farewell on this. So
Yes.
anyway, all right. We'll talk to you guys later. Go find some joy.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us today. We would really love to hear from you. So please find us. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Joy in the Weeds. You can also email us. Our email address is joy@carolinasda.org. That's joy@carolinasda.org. Now, we hope that today, as you navigate the weeds, you will also hold on to moments of joy. This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.